You just gotta get ready the way you do. People get ready in their own ways. I personally like to listen to music that gets me excited or try to think about what I'll do in the match.
Mental side, so I'm pretty weird. I'm pretty superstitious. Like before my matches, if I see like a piece of trash up on the ground, I'll pick it up, throw it away. I try to get like my karma good. I do the same stretch and warm up before every single match, even if I'm feeling loose. I don't know, it's just that superstitious side of things.
The most important thing we definitely do is we visualize before every meet. We go up and we turn off the lights and we just walk through our matches like mentally, and we just prepare. You know, you can never be over prepared mentally.
I usually just block out everything, and I'm usually really nervous before matches. It doesn't matter if the opponent's not really good or he's amazing. I just like to put in headphones and just mind my own business, and I like to get warmed up, get a little sweat going, so my nerves aren't that bad.
My coach Jimmy tells me a lot of things. He talks a lot about the mental side, and that's something that not a lot of coaches do. Most will like try to fix your technique or conditioning or whatever, and he focuses a lot on the mental side. And sometimes it's just something simple like, hey, you need more points than him at the end of the match and you'll win 100% of the time. Like, that's something stupid, everyone knows that, but just something like that to make it a lot less stressful. And he just sort of helps keep your mind in the right place. Just, hey, it's a wrestling match, you know, go out there, like, it's the only thing that matters in the world, but at the end of the day, if you lose, it's just a match, you know, you'll walk off, you'll be fine, and yeah.
You just gotta, I mean, people say like think your way through it, like through the match, but you can't really predict what's gonna happen because it's always different. It's never gonna be the same, but like that's also something you have to do. You just have to think your way through it. Like it may not be what's gonna happen, but as long as you have an idea of what might happen, then I think you'll be fine.
Mental side, I would say, you know, before matches and even at practice, you know, you always got to tell yourself that, you know, it doesn't matter who's out there. It's about you and you being in your zone. And before matches, I got my headphones on, kind of just dancing in place, thinking about what I'm going to do that match, visualizing, and then you go out there and you try and do it.
I prepare by telling myself that I'm the meanest thing to ever walk out on the mat. Like you'll see me like banging my headgear on the side and just like getting in the zone, listening to my music.
Well, I always put on music before matches just to get my mind thinking in the right place, just loosen up, run, just get my heart rate up and just get in my zone, honestly. That's what it is, the zone. You can't be focused out.
It takes a lot of convincing because physically you can do it, but mentally you got to tell yourself that you can, or else physically you won't do it at all. So in the mornings, I wake up an extra 15 minutes early to have that mental argument of why I'm doing this. And I do that after school as well for the practices. So.
Well, I try to listen to music before matches and just try to take deep breaths. But it's pretty hard to focus, but I try.
I always like to say that, you know, take the hardest practice you've ever had in your sport, and that's just the average practice for wrestling. It's like that every day and it never ends.
It's just probably the most intense type of fighting you'd probably see that's allowed in school.
It's just tough and it's fun. They really just don't know, like cutting weight, I mean, because they're eating and they just don't get it, but just the hard work. I mean, you go up to that room and no one really wants to be at practice. You got to drill, you got to wrestle live, and you're just sweating, wearing long sleeves, wearing pants and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a fun sport. I'd recommend it to them, but they don't want to do it.
Well, most of my friends understand it pretty well, but there's one friend that used to play football that always says like, football's tougher, and I'm like, no, it's not. Like, just come to one of our practices.
Hard work, just a lot of work too. It's just really hard.
It's a grind. It's a grind. It's not like football. It's not like lacrosse. It's different from any sport I've played, and I mean, it's a grind, but it's fun.
When they ask me, like, Danny, I can't even imagine like wrestling practice. I'm just like, yeah. I didn't know what I was walking into freshman year, and it just beats the crap out of you. You don't even know. Like, you think you know, pain. You don't. Not being able to walk down the stairs in a practice, you don't know that feeling.
It's physical and it's hard, honestly. I mean, if you're not a wrestler, you truly don't know what's happening in the upstairs and the upstairs weight room in the mornings. They don't actually know because they're not there, so that's what it is all about.
You wouldn't understand. Just leave it at that, because if I don't say that, it'll turn into a huge argument.
It's definitely harder than it sounds and looks. I don't know, they're like football players and like lacrosse players. I don't know, they say that's pretty hard, but it's definitely really hard.
Well, I would first tell them that it's not two men just rubbing on each other. It's a hard sport, and that I could probably beat up any one of them, and that I probably would be a worse friend to them if I wasn't a wrestler.